Are you ready to feel like yourself again? If you've been waking up drenched in the middle of the night, staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., feeling like your body has been hijacked by something you didn't sign up for, you're not alone. And you're not imagining it. What most of us were never told is that the foods we eat or don't eat can either fuel those hot flashes, that brain fog, that stubborn weight around the middle, or they can calm them. Not overnight, but steadily.
Gently.
In a way that works with our changing bodies instead of fighting against them. Today, we're sharing 5 foods that help balance hormones naturally after 50 and the science behind why they work. No expensive supplements. No complicated protocols. Just real food, doing what it was designed to do. Let's get started. What's actually happening to our hormones? First, let's talk about what's actually going on inside us, because understanding this changes everything. As we move through perimenopause and into menopause, our estrogen levels don't just drop, they fluctuate wildly. One day they're high, the next they've crashed. And our body's communication system, the hormonal signals that used to run smoothly, start sending mixed messages. The result? Hot flashes when our internal thermostat misfires. Brain fog when estrogen receptors in our brain aren't getting what they need. Weight gain, especially around the belly because our metabolism has shifted and our body holds onto fat differently now. And sleep? Let's just say our internal clock forgets what time it is. But here's what most of us don't realize. Certain foods contain natural compounds that gently interact with our hormone receptors. They don't replace hormones, they support our body's own ability to find balance. Think of them as gentle nudges, not aggressive interventions. This is the food as medicine approach, and the science behind it is solid. Let's walk through the 5 foods that can make the biggest difference. Flaxseeds, nature's phytoestrogen powerhouse. First, flaxseeds. And if you only remember one food from this video, make it this one. Flax seeds are the single richest dietary source of lignans, plant compounds that act as gentle phytoestrogens. They interact with our estrogen receptors in a balancing way. If estrogen is too high, they help block stronger estrogens. If it's too low, they provide a mild estrogen-like effect. A study published in the Journal of the North American Menopause Society found that women who consumed 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed daily experienced a significant reduction in hot flash frequency and intensity. Not in 6 months, in 6 weeks. Here's the trick. Whole flax seeds pass right through us undigested. We need to grind them. A small coffee grinder works perfectly. 2 tablespoons a day, sprinkled on oatmeal, blended into a smoothie, stirred into yogurt. That's it.
Simple, right?
Cruciferous vegetables, the liver's best friend. Next, let's look at cruciferous vegetables: broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale, and cabbage. These contain a compound called indole 3-carbinol, which our body converts into diindolylmethane. DIM supports the liver in breaking down and eliminating excess estrogens through what's called phase 2 detoxification. Why does this matter? Because after 50, our liver isn't as efficient at processing hormones as it used to be. Old estrogens can recirculate in our body, contributing to symptoms like bloating, breast tenderness, and that stubborn weight gain. A cup of steamed broccoli, a handful of kale in a smoothie, roasted Brussels sprouts with a drizzle of olive oil. These aren't just side dishes. They're actively helping our body clear what it no longer needs. And here's a little bonus. Lightly steaming cruciferous vegetables actually makes these compounds more available than eating them raw. So don't feel guilty about cooked vegetables. You're doing yourself a favor. Leafy greens plus seeds, the magnesium connection. And finally, leafy greens paired with seeds. Spinach, Swiss chard, and arugula, topped with pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds. This combination is all about magnesium, and magnesium is the unsung hero of hormone balance. It supports over 300 enzymatic reactions in our body, including those involved in hormone production and regulation. It calms the nervous system, which directly helps with sleep. It relaxes muscles, which eases tension and cramps. And it helps regulate blood sugar, which stabilizes mood and energy. After 50, Our magnesium needs actually increase, but our absorption decreases. So we need more, but we absorb less. That's why food sources matter so much. A big handful of spinach sautéed with garlic, topped with a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds. That's a magnesium-rich meal that's working on your behalf while you eat it. And pumpkin seeds bring zinc, which supports progesterone production. It's a 2-for-1 deal. Fatty fish, omega-3s for inflammation and mood. Now let's move to fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, and anchovies. When our hormones shift, inflammation tends to rise. And inflammation is at the root of so many menopause symptoms. Joint pain, mood swings, and even hot flashes have an inflammatory component. Fatty fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, which are among the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory compounds we can eat. A large-scale study of over 5,000 women found that those with higher omega-3 intake reported fewer hot flashes and better mood stability during menopause. The EPA in particular supports the production of prostaglandins that regulate inflammation. 2 to 3 servings a week is the sweet spot. And if you're not a fish person, sardines are actually the easiest entry point. They're small, mild-tasting when mashed with a little lemon and olive oil on toast, and they're one of the most concentrated sources. Plus, they're inexpensive. The big picture plus bonus tips. So those are the 5 food groups: flax seeds, cruciferous vegetables, fermented soy, fatty fish, and leafy greens with seeds. But let's zoom out for a moment. None of these foods work in isolation. This is about a pattern, a way of eating that supports our body through a transition that's completely natural, but not always comfortable. The women who feel best during this time aren't doing anything extreme. They're eating real food. They're being consistent. They're listening to their bodies. A few bonus tips that make everything work better. First, reduce sugar. High blood sugar spikes trigger insulin, and insulin disrupts the delicate hormone balance we're trying to support. Even cutting back by half makes a difference. Second, stay hydrated. Our body's detoxification pathways need water to function. When we're dehydrated, everything slows down, including hormone processing. Third, move your body gently. Not punishing workouts, walking, stretching, swimming. Movement helps circulate hormones and reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that makes everything worse. So, where do we go from here? We've covered 5 food groups that can genuinely change how we feel during this transition. Flax seeds for gentle estrogen support, cruciferous vegetables for hormone clearance, fermented soy for isoflavones, fatty fish for inflammation, and leafy greens with seeds for magnesium. We don't need to overhaul our entire kitchen overnight. Start with 1. Add ground flaxseed to your morning routine this week. Next week, swap one meal for something with broccoli or kale. Let it build naturally. What's stopping you from trying one of these starting tomorrow? Pick the one that feels easiest and see how your body responds. And we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell us which one you're trying first. Enjoy feeling more like yourself again.